Let's begin in mountain pose, please. So as you think about pumpkin donuts, there's a yoga thought for you. Just come to the awareness of your breath. Maybe a couple of deep breaths in and out, just to have the feeling of the breath. Notice the sound of the breath. And allow the sensation to guide you here, now that you have arrived. Ready to take this journey forward. Take this journey inward. Just continue with slow, steady breaths, but still very aware of the feeling of the breath. Notice how it moves through your body, how your body is responding to your breath. Breathe in a way where you can hear your breath, that oceanic sound, steady and calm. And this simple awareness just brings you to this present moment. Our practice today will focus on our shoulders and our legs. Releasing, lengthening, opening, strengthening. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Prepare your body to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Just take your time, reaching all the way up, or first shoulder movement. Exhale, let's fold forward, a good hinge from the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Just make your way down, even if it's partially down. Doesn't have to go all the way. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins, your knees, and extend your spine. Feel like you're coming forward for that extension. Exhale, melt your way back down towards the ground. Again, a partial fold is just right. Hands maybe resting on your shins or even your knees. Or perhaps just bending your knees a bit more so you can touch your toes. The natural curve of the spine. Even let your head hang loosely as you're able. Just nod yes a couple times. Maybe shake your head no. And since we are doing some shoulder work, add shoulders here. A little circle of the shoulders. Roll them backward a few times. And forward. And then as if you were just stirring a big pot of soup, just circle the arms. And as we're folded, maybe you're feeling that initial lengthening and stretch quality down through your legs. Coming back to center. Here, inhale and slide your hands up to your shins, your knees, extending through the spine. Hold here on the exhale to a half forward fold. So this is the true half forward fold, or Ardha Uttanasana. A little weight shift into the heels, keeping the knees bent. A nice extension through the spine. Imagine you're a tabletop. Still feeling the activation of the hamstrings and your core body to hold you in place. Keep that weight in the heels. Bend your knees like you're going to sit down into a low chair, lifting the chest, and spread your wings to come all the way up to a standing position. Good. Reaching into the air. And exhale, either hands down to your heart or arms down to your side. Either one. Just hold. Just take a breath. Just flowing through that same sequence at your own pace. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, fold forward, again hinging at the hips. Soft knees, guiding your way down, always moving at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway to that half forward fold. We'll go back down on the exhale, down towards toes. A complete release as you're able here. Then our weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Coming up, reaching up higher as you're able. Exhale, hands to your heart or arms to your side.
Pause, come to stillness, take a breath or two. Keep this connection. And just allow breath to guide you through your practice. And the reminder that it's your practice. Move as you need to. Modify, rest whenever you need to. Let's continue. Inhale, taking the arms out and up. And exhale, fold forward.
Inhale, rise to that halfway lift, half forward fold, flat back like a table. Exhale, melt your way down. Keep bending the knees, getting low enough so you can place your hands on your mat and hop or step back into plank pose, your high push-up position. Let's hold for several breaths because it's still kind of working shoulders and legs if we pay attention. Pushing hands into the floor, feel the energy in the arms. Strong shoulders here as well. And strong legs. Feel like your heels are pushing back to the back of the room. Maybe your hamstrings and calves feel like they're lifting up towards the ceiling. Okay, now breathe in. And your exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Our shortcut to downward facing dog. As needed, just make some adjustments with your feet, even your hands. So you can just settle into the pose, holding here. Finding stillness at first. You can stay in that stillness or add movement. Okay, a little pedaling of the feet to get a little bit more into your toes, your ankles, your calves. Letting your knees bend, a little shift of the hips. And again, if you ever need to rest, you can always just come down to your knees, come to a hero pose or child's pose. Let's get ready to move from here, breathing in as you're able to fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your core center, bend your knees so you can walk, step, or even hop both feet to the top of the mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, lifting through the spine or lengthening through the spine, flat back. Exhale, back down. Weight shift into the heels. Here we go. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, growing tall, reaching up. And we'll keep this in motion. Exhale, take chair pose, Utkatasana. Maybe at first arms extended. Let's just change this. After that extension, bend your elbows to about 90 degrees. A little drawing back of the arms, pulling back. And just notice what it feels like in the rear portions of the shoulders, even across the back. Okay, breathing in. And the exhale will dive out of the seat back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway up, or just feel the extended spine. Exhale all the way down to the earth, hands to the mat, hop or step back into plank pose. Steady the body, lengthen and strengthen here. You can always take that same shortcut to down dog, or with your exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs to lower your weight down, finishing the push-up. Nice. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into a back bend. It could be a cobra pose, upward facing dog, or something in between. There you go. Exhale onto your toes, lifting knees and feel the hips float up into the air. Adjusting feet and hands, arriving in your downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend your right leg up into the air. There you go. Exhale, ascend right foot to the top of the mat. Landing near right hand. There it is. Left heel turns to the floor, putting some weight in that back foot. Feel the lightness in the hands. That's when we're ready to hinge from hips, rising up. Reach into the air. Stay there on the exhale. Again, we'll bend the elbows like we did earlier. Pull them back gently, opening up through the chest. Feel what's happening across the upper back, maybe in the rear parts of the shoulders. Inhale, shoot the arms straight up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Make your way back down to the earth. Slide that right foot back, finishing the sequence as you'd like. Again, it could be that shortcut to down dog. Or modify the chaturanga by bringing knees to the floor, then chest. Perfect. Up dog or cobra, and then downward facing. Lovely. Moving at your own pace. Inhale, extending left leg up, reaching back energetically. Or exhale, sending left foot to the top of the mat. Good hip work for that transition. Right heel turns to the floor, shifting weight back so you feel there's lightness in the hands, which allows that hinging up. Hold on the exhale, bend elbows. Draw them back, opening up through the heart. Okay, you're engaging your back muscles as if you're squeezing or holding onto a pencil right up and down the spine. Inhale, shoot the arms straight up. Exhale, hinge and fold right back down to the earth. Slide the left foot back to meet the other. And again, just finish the sequence as you like. We'll meet together in downward facing dog at your own pace. Once in down dog, a breath or two. Deep breaths. Relax the head. We're going to go down to the earth here, so kneel down, sit back briefly in hero, then off to the side, so you can bring the legs around to the front. Let's sit in the center of the mat. We're going to roll down onto the back. Move into bridge pose. But first, lie down, draw knees into chest. Add some movement here as it feels good. Return to the awareness of your breath. Setting up for bridge, we'll set the feet onto the floor. Then inhale again, filling up the lungs. Exhale, empty. Engaging core center, using that energy now to lift hips up into the air. Just settle into place here. That might be some adjustments with the feet. Maybe if you can, getting your shoulders and arms underneath you. That might require a light rocking of the upper body left and right several times to get the arms underneath you as you're able. And let's add another piece, again, as you're able. Maybe interlace your fingers if you can. Folding your fingers underneath you. If the hands reach, try that out. If not, just keep the arms flat on the floor or bend your elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees and just press into the floor with the backs of the arms, hoping to stabilize the upper body. But with the fingers folded underneath you, you might feel the backs of the shoulders rooting into the earth to create that same stability. 2 more breaths. Okay, let's free up the hands. Wiggle the feet forward a little bit. Maybe extend your arms up into the air or even behind you to release the shoulders out from underneath you. Then roll your way down to the earth. Once you've made your safe landing, extend your arms behind you. Extend the legs out in front of you. And take advantage of this nice stretch. Then we'll hug the knees back into chest. We're going to come up to seated. So if you can, rock your way up to seated, or you can roll to one side and press yourself up to seated, either one. And just make your way to boat pose. There you go, Navasana. Navasana. So maybe feet lifted. You can also do this with feet on the floor if you want. Holding onto the legs. I like to initially just help extend the spine to ensure that extension. Exhaling to lock it in place. You can continue to hold on or free up the hands if you'd like. Little tip of the chin up to keep neck long. Getting ready to move, we'll breathe in. And the exhale, cross legs, hands in front or to the side. So you can swing the feet back or step back or even hop back into plank pose. Energetic straight line in the body. Take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees, send your hips into the air. Let's continue with the flow. We'll inhale, extend right leg up. And exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Going back to warrior 1, so setting left heel to the earth. Find your center. Light hands, then rise with the in-breath. Let's go ahead and exhale and open right away to your warrior 2. Okay. Nice extension, reaching outward. Okay. We're going to flip the palms up in our warrior 2. Inhale, reach out more with the hands. Exhale, bring your elbows in, bending the elbows down towards your side bodies or rib cage. Again, you may feel some engagement in your back. Inhale, re-extend the arms. You can do that 2 more times. Exhale, squeeze. Almost feel like you're bringing the elbows slightly behind you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend, kind of squeeze. Okay. I'm going to take them back out. You can flip the palms down. Okay. Reverse the warrior here, reaching the right hand up into the air. Nice extension. And you can kind of decide where you actually reach, and that might depend on kind of your hips and side body. So you might be reaching somewhat forward towards this front wall, maybe straight up towards the ceiling, or even behind you, creating more of that little bend in the body. And then we'll take a windmill or a big cartwheel all the way around and down to the floor in front. Step back into plank pose. Again, holding here. We're into right side plank, onto the right hand, opening up to the left side of the room. Now, you can do this with the right knee on the floor if you'd like. Otherwise, if the legs are straight, Okay? You want to straighten the legs, and to keep them strong and straight, flex the feet. Here you can even stack the feet one on top of the other or stagger them one in front of the other. So some shoulder strength here. Breathing in, nice opening and extension. Exhale, return to plank pose. Going to step into place, nice strong straight line. Okay, bend the knees and hips into the air, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, extend left leg up and away behind you. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Right heel to the ground, find your center, light hands, float your way up. Exhale, opening to your warrior two. Nice adjustment with the feet so you feel strong and steady since we'll be here for a moment. Let's flip the palms up. Same action of inhaling, reaching out across the room. Exhale, bend elbows, bring them in towards ribs, slightly behind you, engaging back muscles as you're able. Inhale, re-extend, 2 more times. Exhale. Good. One more. Inhale, reach. Perfect. And exhale, let's draw it in. Good. Let's inhale, reach. You can flip the palms down. And then inhale, reach up into the air, left hand reversing the warrior. Exhale to settle into this nice lengthening and stretch quality. Yes. Either straight up, slightly behind you, or even slightly forward if that feels better. Okay. And our big windmill right here, all the way down to the earth. Both hands, slide the left foot back, plank pose. Feel the alignment here. Take that same shortcut to down dog, or finish the whole sequence. Chaturanga, up dog, into your downward facing dog. Let's do our left side plank. Forgot about that. Let's come back out to plank pose here. Let's do our left side plank. Yep. Left knee can come to the floor, no worries. Okay, because you can still, yes, feel the strength, activation of this left hand, left arm, shoulder. Okay, core work as well. Perfect, nice. Here we go, breathe in and exhale. Nice, right hand to the floor. Return to your plank pose. Go ahead and just take that shortcut to down dog since we were just there. Let's go back to a standing position. So an exhale to walk, step, or hop. Both feet up to the top of the mat. There's our forward fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Okay, we're coming up, reaching into the air. We're going to keep this moving. On the exhale, slowly bring the arms straight out and down, and then slightly behind you. We're going to pause here, but reach back as if you're reaching to the back corners of your mat. Strong straight arms, active hands. Even feel like you're holding on to something behind you, like a box. Stay like this, or if you're able, interlace fingers. Okay if the elbows bend here. Then you can stay just like this, or if you're able, reach down towards the floor with the knuckles. Straighten the arms a bit. Wherever you are, see if you can roll the shoulders back. Again, engaging back muscles. Squeeze that imaginary pencil. Okay? Now you have this option or this option. Okay? You can, if you're here, you can always come to here. Okay? Let's bend the knees a little, kind of let them jet forward, but we're going to tip over a little bit like this. So it's a chair pose, really, and just with the hands still folded or reaching back behind us. You don't have to go down too low just yet. Staying up here. If the hands need to rest on your back body, that's fine. But if you're able, maybe you're able to lift slightly away from the back. Nice long neck, making sure it's in the same alignment as the rest of the spine. We're going to come back up, releasing the fingers, reaching up into the air. We're going to keep this moving. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. That's our flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, down to the earth we go. Hands to the ground. Float your way back, plank pose. Choose your flow of how you want to get into downward facing dog. Modify it if you need to. Another little option if you want to try it is just, I call a partial push-up, where you just bend your elbows a little, and then go right into a down dog. Once in down dog, let's inhale, extend right leg up behind. Take your time. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to a high lunge this time. So left heel will remain lifted, which means all 10 toes are pointing forward. Shift the weight back as before. Light hands, rise up, reach up, lift and lunge.
Nice extension through the arms. Let that sink a little bit into the legs. Yeah, getting into that left hip flexor a little bit. But then we're going to rise up out of that, straightening the legs. You're going to pivot, left heel to the floor. You'll turn sideways, arms come down to parallel. We're set for triangle. So the legs will be straight here. If you need to shorten the distance between the feet, that's appropriate here. We'll reach out with the right arm out over that right leg and tip it over. And again, you can shorten the distance between the feet. And you certainly don't need to go all the way down to the ground with the right hand. It might be up on your thigh, your knee, your shin. Just at a place where you feel good here. You can hold this for several breaths. You can feel the opening of the body, lengthening perhaps through that right hamstring. Okay, again, our legs and shoulder work. A couple more breaths. Okay, I'm just going to come right back up to that triangle prep right here. Yes? We're going to spin the right foot so it's pointing in the same direction as the left foot. If the feet happen to be staggered here a bit, just kind of step into place so they're kind of aligned underneath you. I just call this a star shape. We're going to inhale, reach out with the arms, feel tall as well. Exhale, pull belly in a bit, bend your knees a bit, and then slowly fold. Bring your hands or fingertips to the floor. If you happen to have a block, the hands can come down to the block. You're going to inhale, rise up just to your fingertips to help re-extend your spine, just like that monkey pose. Exhale, melt your way back down. We're going to hold here. And just getting into this nice lengthening and stretch quality in the legs. So this is really the leg posture we're going to be playing with in the practice. Okay, and just a wide-legged forward fold. This is kind of our initiation into the posture, introducing the body to the sensations of the posture. Yeah, feel free just to be here or play with it. Yeah, add movement, that little sway or that lunge to one side or the other. So you can notice what shows up in the legs. What I really like about a wide-legged forward fold is just not hitting the hamstrings. We're getting the inside and outsides of the legs here too. 2 more breaths. Kind of soften up a little bit, especially through the knees. You're going to walk your hands over towards your right foot, spin the right foot forward. You'll be kind of in this runner's lunge a little bit. We're going to rise back up to a warrior 1 because that left foot's planted behind us. Rise up to warrior 1. Open to warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, reaching up into the air. Okay, then our big windmill all the way down to the ground. Okay, let's step back into plank. Okay, choosing a sequence that will get you to downward facing dog. There we go. Okay, we're going to inhale, extend left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat for our high lunge. Right heel stays lifted. All 10 toes are forward. You're on your toes, heel lifted. Finding center, then rising up. It's an inhale. Then exhale just helps you to settle in. Sometimes I say kind of sit in that pocket. Good extension, good lunge. Getting into that right hip flexor, especially the deeper the lunge here. And we'll rise up out of that pocket, pivot right heel to the floor, turn sideways, arms come to parallel, adjust the feet if you need to. Ready for our triangle, reaching out over that left straight leg, tip it over. Modify, adjust, whatever you need to do. Yes, use props, settling in to the space that feels just right. So breath can easily flow. Good, yes. That lengthening through that left hamstring. Okay. A little core work. We're going to tip our way back up to that triangle prep. Okay. Spin the left foot so it's pointing in the same direction as the right foot. Adjust the feet for alignment. Okay, we're doing that same forward fold. So you're going to inhale, reach out with the arms, feel tall up top. Exhale, pull belly in, bend knees. Those are both for support as you make your way down towards the ground. The exact same thing here. Inhale, rise up to fingertips to help extend the spine. Exhale, fold, melt, release. Since this is our second time here,
Okay, the body's getting a little bit more used to the position, so play with it some more. Maybe a little wider stance. Take the feet a little wider if that feels good. Add more movements or different movements. A little twist, lunge, bend the knees. Getting into the hips, getting into the back. And a nice leg work here. Two more breaths. There, nice. Softening up a little bit. So you can walk your hands over towards your left foot, turning those toes forward, adjusting the feet. Good balance. So you can hinge your way back up to a warrior one. Open warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Left hand, nice extension, little stretch. And then our windmill all the way down to the floor. Let's step back into plank pose. Okay. And again, a series of choice to return to down dog. A couple breaths in downward facing dog once you arrive there. Okay. And we'll take a little pause. We'll come to child's pose. You can bring the knees to the floor. You might even take the knees a little wider, creating a little space, a little pocket for your body to settle into. And maybe starting with the arms extended. They don't have to be too active, but somewhat straight out front. Maybe a couple breaths, that's all. But then we're going to soften that by bringing the arms behind you as if you're reaching for your shins or heels. And then just let the arms just kind of hang. Let's see, you've got them back behind you so that there's a softening in the shoulders, a little softening of the upper back. Good. Two more breaths. The arms are still behind you. Let's bring them out front. Okay? And kind of lift the hips away from the heels. Almost like we're doing puppy pose, but just going to arrange the hands and arms here. So with the hands, you're going to kind of bring the arms kind of at this angle. If you want to peek up here for a second. So maybe you could do this railroad track, parallel effect, or bring the hands together almost like you're going to make a triangle with your hands here. Okay? So arms on the floor, a little triangle with the hands. Okay, not too wide though. And once you've kind of got that position, press down into the mat, more with the forearms and towards the palms, not too much in the elbows. So you feel this activation in the arms, but even in your upper back. So you feel pretty engaged there. Okay? Exhale, draw belly button towards spine, engaging. Tuck your toes. You're going to lift your knees off the floor, lifting your hips up into the air. You might need to tiptoe forward a little bit, keeping the weight forward more towards hands, less in the elbows. And what you've created is dolphin pose, okay? Or a variation of dolphin pose. You could sink the chest down between the arms a bit, or keep that a little soft, but making sure you're really rooting down into the earth. Forearms and hands activating upper back. Okay, let's rest. Just bring knees back down to the floor. Return to child's pose. Maybe first with a little stretch of the arms out front. Soften, forehead to the ground, arms behind you. Release. Three more breaths. After the third breath, we're bringing the arms back out in front, almost the same kind of setup. Okay, lifting the the hips away from the heels. You can still do that little triangle with the hands more angled in the arms, or maybe a little bit more towards those parallel arms. We're going to step the feet back, lengthening the legs, lifting the knees. So you'll be in plank pose, but on your elbows. I call this Dolphin Plank. Okay? Kind of that dolphin arm setup, but you're in plank pose. Again, rooting into the earth, pressing down into the mat, thinking about even looking at the forearms and hands, trying to take some of the pressure away from the elbows, engaging the upper back. One more breath in, lengthening. Exhale, draw belly in. Set knees onto the floor. Come up onto your hands, or lift the elbows off the floor, I should say, and come to a down dog. We're going to flow from here. Inhale, extend right leg out behind you. Reach. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Return to that high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. Finding your center, rising up, reaching into the air. Okay, we're going to keep lifting all the way up, straighten the legs. Pivot, open, prep for triangle. Take your triangle, changing the distance between the feet as you need to. We're coming back up to that triangle prep. Spin the right foot forward. Inhale, reach out, get tall. Exhale, draw belly in, bend the knees, and fold. Okay, just melting all the way down. Hold for a moment. Okay, soften, walk your hands over to the right foot. Spinning the toes forward here. Return to your warrior one, reaching up. Exhale, opening warrior two. Okay. Reverse warrior, reaching into the air, this time going to side angle. Right hand to the floor, towards the floor, left hand into the air. Okay. Reaching up initially, then we're going to bring that left hand down behind you to low back. Okay, that's our kind of our default, but you can even just bring left hand to left hip, or if you're able, reaching left hand around the body behind you to your right hip or thigh. Okay, you can even bind this pose if you wanted to, just an option today. Okay, just again opening up through the chest, but getting that left shoulder to roll back a bit. You're going to inhale and reach that left hand back up into the air. Follow me. We're going to exhale, turn, bringing left hand to the floor. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you, spinning up so the heels lift. We're going to left side plank. So as we lean to that left side, slide the right foot back. Again, you can stagger the feet, stagger them, or adjust yourself so you can bring left knee to the floor, opening up. Breathing in, listen, and we're going to exhale. Instead of bringing the right hand to the floor, bend the elbow, bring your right forearm to the floor. Okay, right underneath you. Okay, so the fingers are pointing towards the left side of the room, and just spin open into right side plank. There it is. Yes. Breathe in. And our exhale, bringing both forearms to the floor. Stay here. You can adjust yourself so you're in that dolphin plank. Inhale for length. This exhale, we're going to tiptoe forward, lifting hips up into the air, guiding your way into downward facing, Dolphin Pose. Dolphin Pose. Inhale. Exhale, bring knees to the floor. And then just sit up into hero pose, just to take a little break. Okay, you can even shake out the shoulders here, check in with the wrists and fingers, whatever you need to do there. Okay, so I threw a lot at you with that sequence. So I'll do this side again. So we did a reverse warrior, side angle. Did all this. That was all new. Coming down. So left hand was in the air. Left hand came to the floor. We spun those toes, spinning all the way around. So we can slide or step the feet back. Setting yourself up to side plank. Staggered, stacked feet, or left knee on the floor. Breathing in as we open. As we exhale, this, instead of the left right hand, the right forearm comes to the floor. Really parallel with the front edge of your mat. So you can just open up, or even angled, so you can open up to the other side. and then bringing both arms to the floor. Dolphin Plank. We tiptoe into Dolphin. Okay. And eventually we'll just rise into Down Dog. Okay. So let's do the whole sequence on the other side. So return to Down Dog. And then your inhale, extending left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Back to our high lunge series. Right heel stays lifted. Take your time, find your center, then rise. Rising up. Once you're tall there, keep rising to straighten the legs. Pivot right heel to the floor so you can turn sideways. Drop your arms to parallel. You're prepped for triangle. Go ahead and take your triangle. Okay, just for the lengthening, opening, and stretch quality. But we're coming right back up to that triangle prep. Spin the left foot forward, adjust the feet. Ready for the fold. Inhale, reach out, get tall. Exhale, pull belly in, bend the knees and fold. And just feel that nice stretch and release here at the end, completing the breath. Soften, walk hands over towards the left foot. Turn those toes forward, adjust that back foot as needed. So you're ready to rise once again to Warrior One. Open to Warrior Two. Reverse your warrior, left hand into the air. And here comes our side angle. Left hand to the floor. Hold for a moment while right arm extends into the sky. Yes, and then we'll bring right hand down behind you to low back as the default, or right hip, or round the body to left hip with the option to bind. Here we go. Let's inhale, re-extend that right hand up into the air. We're going to that right side plank. As we exhale, we're bringing right hand to the floor and spin that back foot so the toes are facing the opposite direction. So you can slide this left foot back, opening up to the left side of the room. Right hand's on the floor. Side plank. Breathe in for the opening. Exhale, bring the left elbow, left forearm to the floor, opening up to the right side of the room. Yes. No worries. Yes, breathe in. Exhale, right arm to the floor, Dolphin Plank. As best as you can, kind of a straight line. My arms are at an angle. I'm kind of holding on to my own fists here. Tiptoe into Dolphin. Tiptoe forward, bent knees, hips lift. As you're able, right up into Down Dog, right up onto the hands, or bring knees to the floor first, then come to hands, and then Down Dog. From Down Dog, and exhale to hop, step, or walk, both feet returning to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, extending through spine, crown comes forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming up, reaching high. Now the exhale, bring your arms down, but bring hands to hips this time. So they might just come right to the sides here, and your elbows, for the most part, are probably pointing to the sides of the room. That's fine. Okay, but we're going to change that slightly. Roll the shoulders back. As the shoulders roll back, the elbows will start to kind of point back. Even at an angle is fine. But again, just like we had the hands here, imagine you're holding on to something, but with the elbows. So squeezing in. Take the feet just to mat distance, or mat width, I guess, right there. We're going to inhale. As you inhale, push pelvis down. Inhale, tip chin up a little, but really feel like you're lifting up through the heart, filling up the lungs. Soften the knees, and as we exhale, we're just going to fold. But really feel like you're going forward rather than just downward. We're going to stop at halfway. Okay? Right about there. Okay? We're still trying to squeeze that imaginary box behind us with the elbows. Extending through the spine, soft knees. Okay? This is getting us ready for another wide-legged forward fold. Okay? Because the idea is, we'll feel this in the legs for sure, but with this hand on hips position, extending through the spine. So even at this halfway mark, you're still sending the hips to the wall behind you, crown forward. Okay? With an inhale, let's just hinge our way back up. Take the arms out and up. And exhale, arms can come down to your side. And release and shake that out. Okay? And bring the feet back together. All right, basically the same sequence, okay?
that we did. Okay, but we're going to add those wide-legged forward folds with different arm postures. Let's just return to stillness here. A couple breaths, just to gather ourselves. Connect to the moment. Connect to the present. Okay, here we go. Inhale, reaching both arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Still always going at your own pace. Continue to modify and rest as needed. Inhale, monkey pose. That's our extended spine. Exhale, fold, bend all the way down. Hands to the floor, hopper, step back, plank pose. Come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, just choosing a series of movements, moving with breath, so you can arrive in downward facing dog. Then inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. High lunge again, same sequence. Find your center, all 10 toes forward. Finding that center, then rise. Once we're nice and tall here, we're just going to keep lifting up straighter legs. Pivot left, heel to the floor, turn sideways, arms to parallel. Prep for triangle, take triangle. Okay. A couple breaths here. Just notice how this feels. Maybe it's feeling really good after we've given those nice introductions to the posture. And exhale to tip your way back up, nice and tall here. Turn the right foot forward, star shape, adjust the feet. Okay, our first forward fold. Inhale, reach out, nice and tall. Exhale, belly in, bend knees, fold. Fingertips to the floor or a block. Okay, inhale, extend the spine. Rising to fingertips, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Holding like we did earlier. Okay, again, just really nourishing into this nice deep fold. Now that we've been here several times, body's getting a little bit more accustomed to the feeling. Play with it, move around in it. Good. Okay, from here, return to fingertips. Inhale, rise up. 2 fingertips to extend the spine. Hold this position on the exhale. So we're lengthen spine on fingertips. Start shifting your weight back into your heels. Yes, bend the knees like you're going to sit down. Okay, and that should kind of center the body, balance the body, so you can maybe extend your arms out to the side. Yes, very strong legs here as well. Lengthen torso. And then just inhale, rise up. Return to that star shape. Exhale here. Okay. Here's the second movement. We're going to inhale, reach out. Exhale, bring hands to hips. Okay. We're just repeating what we did earlier. Okay. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the elbows towards the back there, like you're holding onto a box. Yeah. Okay. We're going to inhale, tip chin up, lift heart up. Exhale, pull belly in, bend knees, fold. Okay. Now you can pause at parallel. Again, just like what we did earlier, but the feet were a little closer together. Or you can keep folding, but as best as you can, keep that extended spine, straight as can be. That might just mean using your hands to push the hips back, crown leading you forward. So you just have tipped over, yes, in that extended body. It's very dynamic looking too. A couple more breaths. Even that squeezing of the shoulder blades together behind you, engaging the back, helps support the body. You know, soften. Release the hips. Bring the hands or fingertips to the floor. We're walking the hands over towards the right foot, spinning the toes forward. Adjust the feet. Ready for your warrior one. Okay. Inhale, rising. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Reverse your warrior, right hand reaching into the air so you get a little side body stretch. And then side angle. Right hand down, left hand up. This is all the same like we did earlier. Left hand down behind you to low back or hip. Either one. You can roll that left shoulder back, opening up through the chest a bit. Binding as an option. Inhale, re-extend, left hand into the air. Exhale, turn, left hand to the floor, going to left side plank. So left hand comes to the floor, repositioning that back foot, spin it around, slide the right foot back, step into it as you need to. No worries about that transition. Okay. Opening up, inhale in our side plank. Exhale, right elbow and arm come down to the floor, lightly landing. Opening up to the left side of the room. Right side plank on elbow. Yes, or forearm, I should say. Good. Breathing in. Exhale, left arm to the floor. Stay here for our Dolphin Plank. Adjusting, getting the feet in the right spot. Root down into the earth. Strong arms, fists, strong upper back. Tiptoe to dolphin. So feet come forward, hips go up, weight still shifting into hands. Maybe sinking the chest a bit. Down dog. You can bring the knees to the floor first, then come to hands, relifting knees and hips, down dog. That's our sequence. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Right heel's lifted. You know the drill. Find center. Rise up. Once you're tall, good. Keep shooting up till legs are straight. Pivot right heel to the floor. Arms to parallel. Prep for triangle. Straight left leg. Tip it over. That's it. Extending the left leg so you can get that nice hamstring stretch. Strong core work to lift yourself back up to that prep placement. Spin left foot forward. Adjust the feet. Star shape. Okay? Stay right there because it's a new or different movement here. You're going to reach out. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down behind you. Interlace your fingers as you're able, or just keep reaching back. Okay? Free hands. Roll shoulders back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Okay? As we inhale, just tip the chin up a little bit. Fill up the lungs. Exhale, pull belly in. Bend the knees and fold. Pausing whenever you need to. Maybe going all the way down or just to the place that feels okay. Hands can still just rest on your low back, or maybe a little bit away from the body, or up and over your head. At the moment I can feel my knuckles are kind of reaching for the ceiling, I think. Nice long neck. Again, trying to get the neck to be in the same alignment as the spine. If you dip your chin, if you can see between your legs and you're seeing the wall on the other side, that you've dipped your chin too low. Okay, lift the chin a little bit to lengthen the spine, which actually creates more space in the shoulders, so your hands may be able to go over your head a bit more. Now bring your hands to low back, extending through spine as like you're coming forward, but hinge your way back up so you're nice and tall again. Releasing the hands, arms back out to the side, star shape. Okay, hold there. Last pose. Breathe in, reach out, get tall. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees. Sorry, we're going to bring hands to hips. I'm going to back that up a little bit. Just bring hands to hips. Roll shoulders back. Chin up, inhale. Exhale, engage core, bend knees. Now we'll fold, but go really slow. Because as we're folding, you're going to release the hips, take the arms back out to the side. Make peace fingers, okay? The number 2 with the fingers. Keep coming down. As you're folding, maybe a weight shift into your heels so you can lift your toes. Take those peace fingers, hook them around your big toes as you're able. If you're able to hook them, inhale, extend the spine. Try to come forward, but you've kind of locked in place because you're holding onto those toes. Then exhale, fold. Now, if you can't reach that low, no worries. Maybe you can hold onto the backs of your legs. It could be at your calves or just below the calves. That works just as well. Okay? So there's 4 versions of this particular posture, these wide-legged forward folds with this arm work and shoulder work. Okay, we're going to release the big toes, kind of soften the body. Walk your hands over towards left foot, spin the toes forward there, adjusting the back foot. So we're ready to rise with an inhale to Warrior 1, rising up. Exhale, opening Warrior 2. We'll reverse the warrior, reach up into the sky, left hand. From there, our side angle, left hand towards the floor, or to the floor, or block. Right hand up into the air, just to feel that opening. And the right hand down behind you, to your low back, or either hip. Binding as an option. Okay, again, just gets into the shoulders and chest a little bit. Here we go. Inhale, reaching right hand up into the air. We're going to right side plank. So right hand comes to the floor. We're spinning that back foot to the other side of the room so we can slide the left foot back, setting yourself up for right side plank. Left hand into the air. Inhale. Exhale. Left arm or left forearm comes down to the floor, reopening to the right side of the room. for a side plank. Breathe in, that's all right. Hip can come to the floor, that's fine. Exhale, right arm or right forearm to the floor. Here's our Dolphin Plank. Press, broaden the back, engage your belly. And then a little step into Dolphin Pose. Two more breaths. Gently bring knees to the floor, Child's Pose. Yes. The sigh of relief and release. Even a sigh of accomplishment. Find your breath. Those deep cleansing breaths wherever you happen to be. Yes. A few more breaths. These next movements really just go at your own pace and listen to what your body might need at this moment. I'll throw out some options as far as other postures you're welcome to do. Okay? But really move into positions that feel right for you. So you might rise to hero. We are going to make our way down to our back. So maybe sitting off to the side, legs out front, sitting in the center, maybe rolling down onto your back. And so once you're on your back, maybe find a hip opener. Might be happy baby pose, or a variation of an inner thigh release and stretch. Reclining cobbler's pose is a nice variation of that. Continuing to connect to breath, deep, steady breaths, cleansing breaths. After your hip opener, perhaps an inverted pose, where you're just extending the legs up into the air. It's probably one of the simplest extensions you can do, just extend the legs up. Another option, a couple of options. One, you can just bring feet to the floor, lift your hips and slide a block underneath you or something soft, and then extend the legs into the air. I kind of like that because it just, I don't know, just that propping up of the hips just feels a little bit better. You can even do shoulder stand. Okay, where you take the legs and hips into the air, where you're just kind of sitting in your hands. So something upside down, where you're just, your legs are in the air. Since there was some leg work, pay attention to what you could do with the free legs. Maybe starting with the feet a little. Come back down to the earth. You might finish with a twist. That would feel good. Or again, any other pose that your body is asking for at the moment. So maybe a spinal twist. Or if you feel complete with all the movements, and there were certainly a lot of movements today, move right into something restorative, something where you can come to stillness and silence and ease for the last few minutes of the class. are complete with all of your movements, find your way to Shavasana, or again, any other restorative, relaxing pose. No need to move just yet, just to return to the awareness of your breath, continuing this nice settling of the body and mind. Once again, return to the awareness of the breath. This time taking 5 slow, steady breaths. Cleansing breaths. Starting to feel movement return to your body. Certainly no rush. And an acknowledgement of your practice, very dynamic in our flow today. Shoulders and legs. When you're ready, and as movement returns, carefully roll onto one side of your body, just holding for a moment in a nurturing pose. And guiding your way up to seated. Just move slowly. Just one last movement together. We'll inhale, extend the arms out and up into the air. And exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Just hold here. As we come to the close of our practice together, we bow saying, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.